everybody, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you're watching me in or whatever time of day. It's nice to see you. My name is Sally Roper and I'm coming to you from Opulence in Jamaica, soon to be Montego Bay. I am moving in the middle of the year back to Montego Bay where I grew up with my kids and I'm really excited. Anyway, more on that later. I need to get going with this kiln unloading because I am in a bit of a rush today. So what I'm going to do is just really unload all the pieces and just show them to you, and I'll be able to tell you about the glazes that I use. Probably not much different from what you're used to seeing from me. Anyway, let's just get started and let me open up the kiln. All right. Okay. First of all, let me get out my cone pack. It's kind of weirdly twisted, but at the end of the day, the results are what they are. This is for cone 5 and this is for cone 6. So you can see that there's enough of a bend where I got into cone 6, so it's probably about 5.5. The 5 witness cone is fully bent over. Anyway, so this is a good result. This is exactly the temperature that I'm aiming for. I like 5.5. It's a good blend for the clay. I use B-mix clay. There's one exception, which is at the bottom of the kiln. And B-mix 5 likes cone 5. My glazes are mostly Opulence glazes, and they do very well between 5 and 6. I do not do a cool down ramp in my program, which actually Opulence, some of their reduction look glazes really look fabulous when you do a slow cool down. Anyway, I don't do that, and maybe one of these times I will, just to see the difference. Anyway, let me go at it. Now, before I start, all of these pieces are commissioned pieces, so there's a lot of repetition. So what I'm going to do is certainly just go through them, show them to you, tell you the glaze, and then move along. So these are what I call olive dishes. I use stroke and coat to paint the olives, and then I cover them with wax, and then I did a full dip in Opulence Sea Spray. So these two are just the same. And likewise, these are eggshell, again with the stroke and coat. It's a combination of, I wish I could remember all the colors. I have so many of the little stroke and coats. I just kind of stroke and coat by Mako. And anyway, it's just kind of putting two together to make the color that I get. So this is a green and a yellow that I just kind of blended together, and it gives you multicolors in the olives. So these would just be like a little olive dish, so you could pour olive oil in them and maybe some pepper or something, and then use them for dipping bread. So more of the same. These are ultra white, and you can, let me just show you the eggshell against the ultra white. So you can just see that there's a little bit of a shade difference. This is almost a little more yellowy. Yeah, and then this is fairly white. And this is Autumn Frost. Beautiful, beautiful glaze. I love it. We get into some more interesting colors. So I do have a student, and this is one of hers. This is dipped in turquoise. And I use Clay Shares, Jessica Putnam Phillips. It's her, actually I won this rolling pin, this little it's not this 7 inch, it's just a little hand roller. I won it in one of her giveaways, which she's not allowed to promote. Anyway, that's kind of cute. So it's just got the fish. It's cute. Anyway, this is Amaco turquoise. And this is another one. Oh, this came out really, really nice. This is in rhubarb, and I'm not sure who does the rhubarb. I think it's, I want to say it's Clayscapes. I think it is, but I'm not really sure. And if I can figure it out, I'll put it in the description which glaze it is. But this is a really nice glaze, and it's called rhubarb, and it's kind of a satin matte. Really, really nice. So that's another one for my student. She made some soap dishes the other day, and this is her third one, and this is done in the autumn frost. Again with the fish. She made the soap trays to match in my last firing, or maybe a couple firings ago, so those cups will go with the soap dishes. And these are just some I call them holy luminaries for obvious reasons. So I just make a round form, and then I cut out all the holes. And these are dipped in, I don't know if they're eggshell or ultra white. Anyway, those are fun. And you just put a little what you call them, the little tea light. Put a little tea light in the bottom, and then it just has a lovely little glow. It goes great on a mantle, on a table centerpiece. It's fun. They're about, it's going to give you the size. My hand is 4 inches, so how perfect is that for me? So this is 4 inches wide by about 4 1/4, maybe 4 1/4 inches tall. Yeah, perfect little size. And I have some more done in the sea spray. God, this is such a beautiful color glaze. It really is. But, you know, I was out by the sea, I was sitting on my veranda. I live right on the water. Well, I don't live on the water. I live right beside the water. But anyway, and I was just the colors of the Caribbean Sea with the blues and the greens, and I'm so influenced by that in the colors of the glazes that I use. I never really realized that until the other day when I was looking out, and there were just so many different colors of the sea, and going from blues into greens and into dark blues, and then I went, this just looks like my pottery, and duh, it is. Okay, these are Amaco Celadons. This is Sky. And again with the olive design. I have another design coming up. So this is nice. This is Sky, and this is Lavender. And I know that some of you saw me have a discussion the other day on Clayshare about using Epsom salt solution and using Darvan to effective viscosity, what's the word I want to use, for my glazes. And my purple glaze, the lavender glaze, had hard pan, so what I ended up doing was adding some Darvan to it, and I think it's 813 or something. Anyway, there's two. There's Darvan 7 and there's a second Darvan. I have the other one, and it loosens up all the clay. So I broke up all the hard pan, and then I put back in the liquid, and then I added the Darvan, and it loosened it up to the point where it was almost like water. And then I got the Epsom salt solution, and I added that in, and that works as a flocculant, and thickened it up a little bit till I got a consistency. And now my glaze doesn't hard pan anymore, and I'm just delighted. So that was fun. Okay, this is Weeping Plum, and this is Aqua. And again, those, I bought them in the 10-pound dry pail and mixed it myself. Because I import all my glazes, I'm not prepared to pay for the weight of water. And this is, oh, that didn't work. Oh, darn. Oh, God. So this is the rhubarb, and I imprinted Wine Time in here, and I put in a black, sorry, I'm having a real brain fart today. Maybe this is way too early for me to be doing this. Anyway, I put black underglaze in the lettering, and then it hasn't worked out at all. So a big failure on this one. I won't be able to give this to my client, so I'll have to make her something new. But it just says Wine Time, and it had a little flower. And then you would just sit this on your table and you could stick your bottle of wine in it. And I cut it down a little bit like that so you can see the label on the bottle of wine. That is a flop. I don't see that from me very often. Anyway, let me just quickly go through these. These are garlic graters. And this is sea spray and eggshell. And you can see the knobs here, and you just rub your garlic on there and it makes a paste. Back to, oh, this is rhubarb. That turned out really nicely. And this is sea spray, Opulence sea spray. And this is sky. And I love the way the Celadons break over the rough edges of the imprint that I made for to be able to rub your garlic and get that paste. So those turned out really well. Okay. All right, a little more interesting stuff here. And this is marigold, Amaco marigold. This is rhubarb with a flower. So this is the other design. And then what I did was I just painted the flowers with various colors of stroke and coat. And then I covered them with wax. And then I dipped these saucers into their various glazes. So there's lots of different color combinations. Red, purple. And this is, I don't know if it's tea, I don't know what color that is. Anyway, I wish I could remember the colors. I didn't write them down with the stroke and coats because it's too many. It's just whatever floated my boat at the time. So those are cute. I'm just going to blast through these. Lavender. And the little dots in there are actually part of the stroke and coat. They've got some, it must be little spots of manganese or something. So those dots are on purpose. Lavender, obviously, and this is sea spray. Okay. A little flower, another flower. These are all flowers. This is turquoise and sea spray. Yeah, I made a lot. She ordered a lot. She ordered like about 30 of these little saucers. So, and that's violet, I believe violet stroke and coat, and the cheeky pinky for the center. And then this is the cheeky pinky, and I don't know what the blue is. It's a really soft light blue. And anyway, the glaze is sky. And this one is, I think I already said, is turquoise. Okay, just about done. And then I did for her some spoon rests, and I just put some stamp designs in them. So I bought these stamps after Kathy Skaggs did her demo on using the colors and the gel plates and the Amaco inks. And those stamps, I bought them for that purpose, but they work really well in clay. So that's fun. And this is Clayscapes Cobblestone. Jessica, anybody following Jessica will recognize this glaze. It's one of her formulations. Okay. And then these are just white garlic graters. Actually, they're eggshell. Okay, getting down. One that's stuck, but I'll get that. Okay, I have a couple of, I'll get to those later, a couple of posts that have stuck to my stuck to my shelf, but I'll deal with that later. Okay, the last of these, and I think I'm just going to take them out. You don't necessarily need to see anymore. This is rhubarb with the olives, and this is aqua with the flower. And the rest of these are just the saucers, again using those stamps that I bought. I just bought them on Amazon and they're really fun. I know the lighting isn't the best. Never is. This is a home studio, and anyway, use the star. That's fun. This is turquoise and sea spray. And this is going to my girlfriend, which is why I'm doing this so early in the morning, because I need to get it to her. And she's leaving the island later on in the week. Again, just a couple more with these, again with these stamps. This is cobblestone and this is sea spray. But I have a lot of fun making the spoon rests. You just do a little dish, and then before I take it off, it's like making a little spout, and then it's just a little spoon rest. So have fun with whatever color combinations you want to use, or designs. You could use decal transfers, you could use all kinds of things. Or just leave them plain. You're the artist, you do what you want. Okay. These, oh, they could not have turned out any better. Oh, I'm so glad. So this is a commission piece using some glaze for me that's 15 years old. And anyway, this is Elizabeth stoneware from Laguna. So it's a clay that I used to use a long time ago, and I wasn't really thrilled with the result of the glazes that I was using. So this, if you can believe, and this is eggshell, but on the clay, on the darker clay, it turns a robin's egg blue. And this are the same glaze. So sometimes it's just hard to wrap your mind around it. And it's just kind of luck of the draw of whatever you try. So test. Use all of your glazes on all of your clay bodies and you'll understand what it is and what they do. But this robin's egg blue and this white are the same glaze. It's just the effect of the minerals and whatever's in this clay that turns it to this really lovely light blue. And my friend Lynn will be thrilled to death for these. Anyway, I have 12 of these. I'm not going to, they're just dimple mugs. I just make a tall cylinder. And then before they're really leather hard, I trim them, and it's a little tedious because the clay is still a bit wet, but it's because I need to push in the dents without cracking the clay on the inside, which I have done. That's how come I know. Anyway, I have 12 of those. So I'm not going to bore you with them, so let me just whip them out. We don't have much more to go. And so there they are again with the blue on the inside. Oh, they turned out just perfect. I was a bit nervous because she's copying a design I made for her many, many years ago, and I was a little nervous that the clay or the glazes wouldn't work the same way, but they didn't fail me. They did. So these are really nice. Just dimple mugs. They're probably 5 inches tall and about 3.5, maybe not quite 4. Yeah, about 3.5 by 5. Nice size for a cold glass of water or a really good drink. And these I made for a friend of mine. They're just jewelry keepers. This is in sea spray. I could do a video on how to make them, but I saw somebody else make them. But anyway, you hang your earrings up in the little holes here, 4 and 2, and then you have a little cone in the middle where you put your rings and drop your rings down, and then in the bottom you could wrap your bracelets. So she asked me to make these. Obviously, this is sea spray, surprise, surprise. And this is, you guessed it, eggshell. Maybe I should have you start guessing the glazes before I tell you what they are, because I'm a creature of habit. And then this one is, I think this is Galaxy. It's Opulence Galaxy. It's the same glaze that I used on these. I don't think I told you. I used Galaxy on the outside and eggshell on the inside. Okay, so that's Galaxy again. nice. I'm really happy with how those turned out. Okay, last row. Okay, so here's the big piece, and it turned out great. This is a commissioned bowl I've made for somebody, and they wanted pineapples. So I just carved them into the bowl. This bowl is it's about 13, maybe 14 inches across, and almost 8, about 7.5 inches tall. So it's a big bowl, and I love carving, and I love the cobalt blue. And then what he planned to do was use this as a centerpiece, so I made a little vase to go with it, and that will just sit in the middle of the bowl, and he can put his flowers in it. Anyway, he's going to be so happy with this, as am I. It couldn't have turned out any better. Oh, if I were Keith Brimmer, I'd be crying by now. That's perfect. And this turned out much better. Again, I did the black underglaze and in the lettering, and hard to see it, but this Celadon doesn't disappoint, and it breaks nicely over the edges of the lettering and stuff. So it just says it's wine o'clock. It's wine o'clock, and it's made. As I said, I'm really sorry that the lettering, that the glaze pulled it down. So a bit of run in the glaze. I won't do that again. Anyway, that's really nice. Little wine caddy. Okay. Now, it worked. So these I made. This is eggshell, and this is Clayscape's cobblestone, and just the lid. So I fired them with the lids in, and I obviously waxed the gallery, and I waxed the edge of the lid so that they could sit in together and fire together to keep everything round and keep it fitting. The lid is a perfect fit for the jar. It was on purpose. And that's really nice, just a cute little jar. Eggshell and cobblestone. And I have 3 of those. Okay, that worked too. Always nervous when I fire 2 pieces together that they're gonna, especially something like this where the fit is so precise, that they're going to seal. So I have 1 more, and it worked too. So it came off too. So I'm really happy. Other than this one, which is a flop, it's a perfect glaze. Another good showing. So that's it. No, I have 1 more. Okay, that didn't work out the way I intended. Anyway, this is, again, a commissioned piece. I was just testing out some glazing combinations, and that's not what I was looking for, so I'm glad I tested it. Anyway, this is just a little luminary. Again, you put the tea light at the bottom, and then just the light comes through the pineapple. So that's it. So that's it, everybody. I'm, as I say, I'm in a bit of a rush, so I'm going to go. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel, and for those of you who press the like, and especially for those who leave a comment for me. I'm very touched by your sentiments, and I really wanted to take you, kind of end this video on a tour of my beautiful view, but it's rainy and cloudy and miserable outside. So I'm just going to leave sleeping dogs lie, and maybe in the next video I will be able to give you a lovely tour, because this view for me is going to change in July when I move. So thank you again, everybody. Have a really super day, and make some great pots and have fun glazing. And I hope I've been able to inspire you in some glaze choices and designs. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a super day.